Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we're having a new special release from Cragganmore. I'm sitting here with Andrew Millsop. You have already 20 years of experience within the business and you've been working at 31 distilleries. Quite impressive. Most of them as a manager.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having us here.
No, welcome to my sort of home here on Speyside. Really nice to have you along.
So how do you come up with working for 31 distilleries?
Some people would think it's because I'm really bad and I moved and make really bad whiskey. I suppose to explain why and how that happened, I joined United Distillers, I think we're called, when I was in my early 20s, just after university. Mm-hmm. And at the time, there weren't many young people working in the industry. We weren't making that much whiskey in Scotland at the time. So anytime anybody needed to be volunteered to go and fill in because someone was promoted or retired, I was the young guy that got asked to go. So brilliant things that went with that. You learned a lot about whiskey making from some fantastic people who, you know, when I started, everybody had 30, 40 years under their belt. So yeah, I got to learn a lot, got to travel a lot, lived out of a suitcase a lot as well. But had some great fun and some really happy memories with that.
So was that always Scotland or
no?
What places are any distilleries that are well known? Or?
You may have, in terms of distilleries, I've pretty much covered the country. So very south of Scotland, I worked at Glenkinchie.
Okay.
I also used to work over in Islay before I came back to Speyside with Lagavulin and Kalila. All the way up to the north of Scotland, I've worked in places like Clynelish and Brora as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
Been great. And a very, very brief stint. You may pick up from my accent. I've got a bit of Scottish, but I'm actually Irish originally. So I did work at Bushmills for a brief time as well.
Okay, so a bit of a foreign experience.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
So now your main distillery is Cardew?
Yeah, so I've a collective responsibility for 4 distilleries here in Speyside. So at the minute I'm fortunate enough to be the caretaker, I suppose, of Cardew, of Cragganmore, and also my remit I look after Nakando and Dalhuin Distillery, just down the road of Carron as well.
So Cragganmore, 12-year-old, a new one, special release, and it's a peated one.
It is, which surprises people a little bit. I think it's probably a lesser known fact that peating on Speyside was the norm at one point. The thing that really changed peating on Speyside was the pagoda roof at the Dalhuin distillery, which kind of changed how we malted barley. So this style of Speyside being non-peated kind of came after that. So really cool year to be doing this. It's our 150th birthday at Cragganmore this year, which is quite fun. But yeah, we've decided to bring this one out.
So did you thought about that 12 years ago?
I think you know, and I'm sure all your fans do as well. And in terms of whiskey making, we do some things on purpose. This was actually done on purpose. It wasn't a mistake. We decided to do a little bit of and I suppose the best way to describe it is a bit of an experiment to see if we could. Let's see what we can do. And luckily, 12 years later, the results have been fantastic. So it's really nice.
Okay, yeah, really cool, really nice. So the whole special releases are a bit under the umbrella of Made by Nature.
Yeah, so I think when you see the full picture this year of what we decided to do, and if I focus on the Cragganmore, I think anybody that is aware of Cragganmore and the distillation process there, we've got something quite unique in terms of the flat top spirit still, very, very unusual. And with that, we get some of the fantastic flavours and the complexity that people associate with Cragganmore. It's very, very different in terms of what you pick up from the glass. And I think what we've tried to do in terms of the theme with nature, if you go down to that part of Speyside in Ballindalloch, at this time of year particularly, where the nights are starting to get a bit darker, you'll quite often see owls in the area. So that's the theme we decided to pick with the Cragganmore.
So you could walk down the old Wayway line.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean that's a really good hook because that's why Cragganmore was built where it is. If you go down past the distillery to this day, you still see the old railway shed.
I've been there a few days ago, but I think with the editing process, this will be aired before that. So
cool.
Okay, yeah, let's have some.
Yeah, cool.
It's all about the taste in the end.
Absolutely. So With this one, we obviously bottled the cask strength. So
okay.
It's 58.6 is where we've gone to with this. So
58.6, so can I just get the water then?
yeah, of course. What's that great noise again? So I think with this particular Cragganmore, the batch that we did, we've put them into American oak refill casks. But I think, again, looking at how that's come through in terms of colour, still got a nice paleness going on there. But even I haven't even put the nose to my glass, or my glass to my nose. Yeah, I haven't had any yet today, by the way. I can get the smoke already. It's starting to come in, but in behind that, there's some lovely sweetness that I'm picking up through. So yeah, let's have a wee. We'll have a wee taste of that. So there's really nice.
The smoke is a bit hiding on the nose, but it's really there in the taste.
It's coming through, and I suppose you got that lovely, nice sweetness. But I'm also picking up things like apples coming through. I'm picking up things like I don't know if you would have them in Germany. I would call them boiled sweets. You know, sort of those hard sweets you get in the old-fashioned candy shops coming through in it. But it's really starting to mix about. But there is that beautiful. I wouldn't say. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe the smoke that I'm getting coming out of it.
I would classify the smoke a mixture of a bonfire and a bit of a. I'm not sure if it's maybe because we're in the old kiln, but like a burnt out fire, like the end of a fire.
Yeah.
So it smells a bit like the end of a campfire when you.
Yeah, when it's burning down at the end of the night. Well, maybe you've had a nice bottle of whiskey and you're getting close to going to bed and you're trying to calm the fire down. Absolutely. I'm going to drop a wee bit of water in this and let's see what that does to it.
That's when you know when you arrived in Scotland, when people say a wee bit.
Very true. Okay, well that's pulling out for me as well. I'm probably pulling more of the cask influence coming through now as well. I'm getting more of the lighter flavours coming through. So again, more of the sweetness. Probably dulling the smoke a little bit in terms of that. But it's definitely still there in the back.
When you put water in your whiskey, you always think about, and it's getting a bit watered down or milder. No, usually they get harder and more intense. Even the peat smoke is just getting intensified, more fruit, more everything.
I think you got that well. What I've found, that just surprised me. That's just brought that completely alive.
So you say this is a refill bourbon?
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty hefty for a refill bourbon. So, but it's then a second fill, not a third or something like that.
So it's really the intensity. Those flavors are coming out. I'm getting more of that. I'm thinking more like a stewed apple coming through. It's
yeah, but it's I love it because it's I think I got it down to 54 or what was it, 58? 58. Yeah, I got it down just a bit, just to release all the flavors, just to make the solubility a bit different and release everything, and it still has a lot of kick.
It does. I think I have to put a bit more in that. Yeah, that's lovely.
I love it. That's worthy of a special release.
It's interesting that even the guys in the still house, talking to them when we knew this liquid was there in the background, because we still have a couple of the guys that made it. So the likes of Davey that works there, he's been there 30 odd years, and he remembers putting this stuff down, and we've all been wondering what we would do with it. So we've kind of been waiting to see. Let's have some fun with it when it comes out.
So, but was it just a one-time batch they made with peat?
We did a period of running with it, and again, these are the first of the casks that we've decided.
So we can expect a few more.
I don't know.
peaty things, but the thing is. How old are you going to bottle the other ones? Are we going to wait 10 more years for a 22-year-old, or are you going to bottle it next year?
All the good things are worth the wait.
So, but would highly recommend a Cragganmore with peat is awesome.
That's a fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. Sláinte.
The intensity is just amazing. And it's a nice, sweet, forward bourbon style whiskey with a little bit of spiciness.
There's definitely. I've just going back to it there with a little bit more water. It's just intensifying the sweetness again. But you're right, that long finish. There's spice. There's definitely spice.
I love it and you do realize it's definitely a mild American oak. So definitely has a bit of a refill character because it has no tannins at all. So there's just forward spiciness, sweetness, and that smokiness. There's no like settled old damp stuff. It's just forward, nice. I love it. I like it. I think it's. I hope that you're going to think about the PT edition for the Cragganmore at some point. But that will still take some time if you decide. Okay, so thank you very much for showing us the special release. And thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, then please feel free to share it with your friends, and see you next time.